Yeah, y'all know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know, so you ain't gotta. Yeah. Just speaking my truth. This is not a diss song. This is me speaking my truth. My truth might not be your truth, but you know what? This is how I gotta give it up. Yeah, I'm tired of people claiming they my equal. We ain't equal, they can't match my level. You ain't stepping, you ain't a step that. Stop that flexing, ain't no muscle behind that. That's why I draw the line that. Yeah, close nigga, I play 9 that. Yeah, I'm tired of people claiming they my equal. We ain't equal, they can't match my level. You ain't stepping, you ain't a step that. Stop that flexing, ain't no muscle behind that. That's why I draw the line that. Close nigga, I play 9 that. You barking like a big dog.
We are here. Bold Verbs versus Diagnosis. The Poet has spoken versus Cynamin Soul. Mr. Undefeated is in the building, man. #1 in the league. Look, the Poet has spoken, man. Look. Fire, Cynamin Soul, fire. We finna get into this real quick. Look, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself. Y'all do it better than I do. So, let's start with the Poet has spoken. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and what team you represent.
Yo, you know who it is? It's the Poet has spoken in the dots because I hit the spot searching me with the words. Coming repping bold words. Coming straight out of Nashville, but definitely born and raised in the DMV. Let's go.
Let's go with Cynamin Soul. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and what team you represent.
Hey, I'm Cynamin Soul. I am from Dallas, Texas, and I am representing Team Diagnosis.
Here we are. Let's read the coin toss real quick. The Poet has spoken. I'm gonna give you the choice of heads and tails. What side do you want?
Let's go heads.
Oh. You know what? Since you undefeated, who you want to go first? You want Cynamin Soul to go first, or you want to go first? You undefeated.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Hey, Cynamin Soul, it's gonna be on you. Let's go.
I am intimidated by your imaginary friends. The things they say to you about me, laughter and judgment, how they can't believe what it is you see in me. I am saddened by your imaginary friends. They didn't even get to know me. My heart luminescent, but the room still dark, wishing they would only see me. I am jealous of your imaginary friends. How they switch and smack and whisper, turning your attentions and desires away from the love that has grown in me. I am angered by your imaginary friends. Where do they get their nerve? You are sound of mind, secure in your decisions, yet they criticize me. I am jealous of your imaginary friends. How they switch and smack and whisper, turning your attentions and desires away from the love that has grown in me. So, I am murdering your imaginary friends. One by one, I suffocate and strangle, shoot, stab, and mangle them. In their deaths, the cessation of insecurities haunting me, and I can see how you love me unconditionally.
As I sit here and write to this beat, I think about all the problems in society. Like a man begging for something to eat, heaven, nowhere to sleep, poverty got him going out of his mind, making him weep. Mama going outside to sell her soul for me, to make sure I eat to clothe me, to make sure I got shoes on my feet. See, this is life living in poverty. But let's not forget about the teen pregnancies that's on the rise and the little baby boys growing up without daddy because he either upstate doing a bid or he in the ground doing 6. See, the boys, they always in my face. I gotta plead my case. Sometimes I wish I could just save my race or transform my face to get away from this place called poverty. Will it ever change for a nigga like me, or will I be forever trapped by these streets with these shackles on my feet? See, I'm in too deep, ready to light it up, feeling caught up, a menace to society. I'm marked for death, gotta watch my step, poverty trying to get at me to give in to all of my sins, heartbreaks and pains, all of my tears throughout these years. Poverty got me ready to go postal. Dressed in a black coat like Columbine with two pumps screaming murder, suicide. See, poverty. We didn't land on us, it landed on us. See, we didn't ask for it, but it was brought to us. So how many times we gonna continue fighting the battle against poverty when it's a battle that we can't win unless us get back to us? I'm talking about unity, that word that's embedded into community. So if you really want to stop poverty, you got to get with me. We got to go hand in hand and march to the man and tell him we ain't taking this no more. Poverty ain't like a coat that we gonna wear, we're gonna take it off and discard it. Poverty is not gonna take my people out no more. Poverty is about to become dead. As long as we get in our head that we gotta do it for us. There ain't nobody gonna do it for us.
We are here. Diagnosis, bold words. The poet has spoken. Cynamin soul. Look, we finna go ahead and get into these scores real quick, man. Look, fire. Look, y'all know what I be saying all the time. Look, fire, man. Look, we got to throw them flamethrowers up real quick, man. We're gonna get into the judges real quick. We're gonna start with Mastermind, Miss Asia in the building. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do.
What's up, y'all? My name is Asia. I'm from Las Vegas. I'm a promoter and I'm a dancer. And hello. And I'm the daughter of the Joyous I am, who also dances here.
Okay. Look, we're gonna start with Cynamin Soul. You have any words, or you want to get straight into the score?
Cynamin Soul, I love your poem, bro. It was soft. It was well spoken. Yeah, I like that. So let's get into this work.
Okay. What do you have for penmanship?
For penmanship, I gave her a 4.
For impact?
I gave her a 4.
For believability?
Gave her a 3.
For substance?
I gave her a 3.
For delivery?
I'm gonna go with the 3.
Okay, and that is a total score of 17. Let's go with the poet has spoken. You have any words? You want to jump right into the score? What do you want to do?
Man, you better shake that illusion. He's speaking some real shit. And the poem was called Poverty. And yes, we heard that word a lot, but if you ain't heard it, that was not just a poem about poverty. That is people united. Hello, I like that. Yeah,
Let's go. Man, fire. So let's get into the scoring real quick. What do you have for penmanship?
I gave you a 5.
For impact?
I gave you a 4.
For believability?
I gave you a 4.
For substance?
I'm gonna go on my 4.
Okay. For delivery?
I love your delivery. Again, like I said, shake that illusion. So I'm gonna go on my 4 also.
Okay. And that is a score of 21 for Mastermind Asia in the building. Let's go ahead with Lyrical Q. Tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do.
Lyrical Q. I am a poet. I reside in Fort Worth, Texas. And I'm just finding it to be an honor to be able to judge this competition, because y'all spitting some real stuff, and I'm picking up and taking gems and utilizing it as well in my own writing. So I appreciate that and what y'all do.
Okay. Appreciate the quotes. Let's go and get with Cynamin Soul. You have anything to say, or you want to get straight into the numbers?
I just want to say that I did like her poem. I battle with some mental health issues and some voices and whatnot. So I definitely was digging the imaginary friends and how they can all play out or whatever like that. So I thought it was the dope piece.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get to the numbers. What do you have for penmanship?
For penmanship, I gave her a 3.
For impact?
I gave her a 3.
For believability?
I gave her a 4.
For substance?
A 3.
And for delivery?
I gave her a 3.
And that is a total score of 16-16. Let's go ahead and jump with the poet has spoken. You want to say some words or you want to jump straight into the numbers?
I felt that. Because like Mastermind was saying, it's you hear the word metaphor, but it's also a metaphor. I mean, you hear the word poverty, but it's also a metaphor. And you see it every day. We literally live this life every day, and it ain't too many other color skinned folks out there that can understand this fight. So I definitely was digging that, and I dug the vibe, the whole delivery and everything. His writtens was dope.
That's fire. Let's go ahead. Let's go get into the scoring real quick. What do you have for penmanship?
I gave him a 5.
For impact?
I gave him a 4.
For believability?
I gave him a 5.
And for substance?
A 5.
And for delivery?
A 5.
And that is a total score of 24-24. We're gonna go with Protected Poet. Protected Poet
from the Bay Area, California, traveling poet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna start with Cynamin Soul. You have any words, or you want to jump right into the numbers?
Okay, real quick. I didn't realize how important the background was to these poems. When she came on, she had it so, and then something started moving in the background and kind of threw my attention on. But then I was able to catch it back on, and she did a good job as far as staying in character.
Okay, so what do you have for penmanship?
Penmanship, I gave her a 3.
For impact?
Impact, I gave her a 4.
And for believability?
Gave her a 4.
And for substance?
I gave her a 3.
And for delivery?
3.
And that is a total score of 17-17. Let's go ahead and jump with the poet has spoken. You have any words, or you want to jump right into the numbers?
I think he had great articulation and conviction. I would have liked to more here. The topic is on point, and I would have liked to hear more of what is poverty. He spoke great on how to get out of poverty and how we got to stop poverty. But for me, it's like, so for someone that grew up in poverty, I would have been able to want to relate more of what is poverty, like going through poverty, like, as far as having roaches in the house, and you eat your cereal and you like roaches come out of it, or you go outside and boarded windows and projects, boarded houses, and, things like that, like in living, what is poverty, like in the poverty, coming up in poverty. But it was dope.
Okay. Let's get straight into the scoring. What do you have for penmanship?
Penmanship, I gave him that's tough. This is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna give him a 4.
Okay. For impact?
I'm gonna give him a 3.
For believability?
I'm not gonna give him because the way from what I'm saying on how I would have wanted, identify with poverty, as far as like living in it, like the things that happen, gunshots at nighttime in the hood, poverty, you hear sirens all night, all these things that. so believability, I'm gonna have to go 2.
2. What about substance?
That as well. Again, the titles is substance itself, and him speaking on how to get out of it is substance. So again, it's just my point I'm striving to make. I give him a 3.
Okay. What about delivery?
Delivery was on point. He articulated it well. So I give him a 4.
Okay, and that's a total score of 16. We're gonna go in with TK the Poet. We're gonna see what he got right quick. What's going on? Y'all already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know it, so you ain't got to quote. And if I spoke, you already know what that means. Y'all wrote it. You see how that flow? That easy flow. Man, look, let me go ahead and get into these numbers real quick. And I'm gonna start with Cynamin Soul. I gave her 4s all across the board. I gave her 20. I like her poem. I just needed a little bit more from it. It was real dope, but she brought it every time she come. She put everything into it. I just needed a little bit more from her. Let's go ahead with Poet Has Spoken. The Poet Has Spoken. Let's go ahead and get into these points, man. I gave you a 4 in penmanship, a 4 in impact, a 5 in believability, a 5 for substance, and a 5 for delivery, with a total score of 23. Man, let me say this. I loved it. It was fire. And I understand what the last judge said about you getting in poverty. And yeah, you could touch on that a little bit. I kind of agree with him and stuff like that. Being in poverty, then getting out of poverty, that angle would have hit a little bit different too as well. So, but all around, man, look, it was a great poem. Maybe you want to go back, revise a little bit, put some of that, that stuff that we grew up in and stuff like that, to then talk about how we got out of it. So it's be where starting to have a finish to it. So yeah, like I said, it was all around dope poem. And look, we're gonna go ahead and get into the scores, and we're gonna check these numbers and see who came away with what. Let's get it.
The Poet Has Spoken. Can you hear me?
Yo,
what did you think of my critique without striving not to come off like I'm criticizing? Because it was a dope poem, and I knew you.
not. So, the first part, right? I touched on certain things in poverty, like the man begging for something to eat, right? Having nowhere to sleep. We talking about homelessness. Mama going outside to sell her soul. If you think about it, there's a lot of things that we all do for our children to go out there and make sure they have what they have. That's poverty. You know what I'm saying? I love the critique because it'll make things better, but it's specifics that I pointed out in that, having to deal with the police. The black boys growing up without their fathers because they either in jail or in the ground. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't have a problem with the critique because that makes it better. But that poem is basically it's basically saying how we gonna get out of it is being together. Because without that, we ain't gonna never get out of it.
Okay. Oh, they different. Okay.
Yeah, can I change my score?
Yeah.
He said, "Can I change my score?"
Yeah, absolutely.
I owe 3 more points.
Look.
We more points.
Look, we still into it. So I mean, if you have a change part, look,
add 3 more on it there. Add one. Well, actually, give me the 4 on the believability.
Let's get it to it, man. Cynamin Soul and the Poet Has Spoken, man. Fire match, man. Dope content, man. They gonna love this, man. Look, they gonna listen to the words. They gonna embody themselves into this. So, man, we're gonna go ahead and get to the numbers, and we're gonna see what is what. So, let me start with Cynamin Soul. Lyrical Hugh gave her a 16. TK the Poet gave her a 20. Asia gave her a 17, and Protected Poet gave her a 17 with a total score of 76. Let's go to The Poet Has Spoken. Lyrical Q gave him a 24. TK the Poet gave him a 23. Asia gave him a 21, and Protected Poet gave him an 18 with a total score of 84. Let's go to it. Poet Has Spoken. You remain undefeated. 6-0. 6-0.
Man, look,
Man,
bold
look.
words, we gonna hold it down, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We gonna keep
Man,
getting better
6-0.
Let's go.
Man, look.
I keep
Let's
telling you,
go.
go ahead, punch my name with that ticket, man. I'll see y'all there, man.
Look, 6-0. That's crazy. You're the only one that's undefeated. Let me say this: in all of PoetryLife League, you're the only one that's undefeated. You at the top.
Yeah, let's go.
Man,
We gonna stay there. Bold words all day.
Look, when you got into this, did you feel like you was gonna go undefeated like in the first 6 weeks? Did you feel like, you know, that you gonna take a couple L's, and like right now it's like you cruising, you on cruise control?
Man, as I tell all slam poets, man, I'm not battling my competition. I'm constantly battling my soul. So you gotta always win.